Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the Aaron Advantage. As I stated in the last videos I was doing, I'm changing up the format a little bit to more of this podcast kind of setup. I hope you guys have been enjoying the videos that I've been doing. If not, let me know. Let me know what you want to hear. I really like to make sure that I'm helping out the clients and the customers that I serve as much as possible. Today, I'm going to be talking about things that you should never say when you're selling your home. You might be tempted to say it, but you absolutely never want to tell a buyer that your house is in perfect condition. If there are certain things that you know that aren't all right or aren't in perfect condition, you may be setting yourself up for some additional liability because you're not disclosing the things that you should. If you have any problems with your house, you need to make sure that you point those out before a prospective buyer makes an offer on the home. Because guess what? If you don't tell them about it and they find out about it, it's probably going to be much worse for you in the long run than if you just said something on the front end and let them know, hey, it's really not a big deal, but there are a couple little things that we have some condition issues with. The second thing you absolutely should never talk about when you're selling your home is how long you've been on the market. If you've been sitting for a while, it's probably not that big of a deal. Our average marketing time is still about 30 to 35 days in our market, but buyers have the perception that every home is flying off the shelves within the first 2 days. If you tell people you've been on the market for 3 weeks, they may consider that to be a sign that there's something wrong with your house, and it's definitely something you don't want them thinking before they make an offer. Going back to the first point I made, you don't ever want to try to hide any issues. You want to make sure you're disclosing everything that you possibly can. So don't ever say, hey, we've never really had a problem with any of the factors outside of your property itself. The truth is there are certain things in every neighborhood that some buyers may not like. But if you start talking about the things that you've never had any problems with in your neighborhood, like annoying neighbors, barking dogs, or anything else like that, if they come back at another time and they hear any of those things that they may find objectionable, they may think that you've been lying and trying to hide things from them. If they feel like you're being dishonest, that could put a really bad stench on the deal and they may not want to move forward with buying your home. It's always in your best interest to be upfront and honest about things, or just keep your mouth shut about things that may not be happening at your home. Another thing you should avoid talking about is the things that you've wanted to fix or renovate and why you never got around to it. They may not have a problem with anything in your home, but if you start talking about the fact that you've always wanted to change out the floors, or maybe you wanted to open up a wall and improve the floor plan, all you're really doing is painting a picture about what's not great about your house. You're bringing their attention to the things that you didn't like, which may be why you're selling and not wanting to stay there anymore. If they already think your home is perfect, why give them more ammo to not like your house by telling them the things that you wanted to change but never got around to? One of the last things I always tell people about that you should not be discussing is pricing one way or another. The first thing is, don't ever tell people how much money you spent on the things that you put in your house. It doesn't necessarily matter if you spent thousands of dollars on new floors in your home or spent more money upgrading your kitchen than you ever should have. If the buyer doesn't see the value there, it doesn't matter how many dollars you've taken out of your pocket, they don't give a crap. They're not going to come in and offer you more money just because you spent a ton. They may actually hate those floors and decide that they need to tear them out. Or those countertops they may think are the ugliest thing on earth, and that may be the one thing that keeps them from making an offer on your home because they know how much you value something they couldn't care less about. On the flip side, don't ever say, hey, I'm not taking less than X amount for my home. I never tell buyers or tell sellers they should be telling people anything about the value they place on their home. If you give them a number in their mind that says, I'm not taking less than $150,000, but you've got it listed for $175,000, they may come in and realize, hey, I can get this house cheaper than I ever thought because they just gave me their bottom line and it's lower than I would have started off at. Don't discuss your pricing at any point in time. All it does is tie my hands as your agent to negotiate the best deal on your behalf. Thanks again for checking out the Aaron Advantage. I hope you find this information useful. If you're thinking about selling your home, try to avoid saying any of these things and let me do the negotiating on your behalf.